Lord of the Hazza Kingdom,
Oh, jeez. Well, this is an
with his
interesting.
son Hezekiah. Hezekiah. I'm trying to say Hezekiah because there's a Bible name, but then it's like Hazah, so it's like Hezekiah. Hezekiah. Okay, sorry.
Well, that's the intro for today, I guess.
Oh my gosh, you hit the record button on that?
Yep. So welcome back, everybody, to the Soulscast. Uh, we got some we got some interesting topics today, and we're here for more nonsense. I don't remember who prayed last. Do you?
What part is this?
This is 4?
4? It's your turn. I started.
It's my turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll say a word of prayer, and we'll start talking about nonsense. So, Father, I ask that you take this recording, you use it to bless someone's day. You let us have a fruitful discussion, and you just use this video to further your kingdom. It's in your son Jesus Christ's name I ask this. Amen. I apologize if I sound a little weird today. I'm mildly...
Today? I sound weird every day. Little fruitcake.
Wow.
See, this is why so there's usually 10-15 minutes where he got poisoned. Also, I didn't even know there was a little nook here. I was going to die. There's usually 10 or 15 minutes between when we start playing and start recording, and in that time frame is usually when I get out all of the sillies, and then I'm a little bit less of the sillies. We didn't do that today. We pretty much just jumped right in. So, hello, sillies.
Then we get all the nonsense that you would normally miss.
So anyway, you had suggested a topic, and I suggested a topic. So, which topic would you like to discuss first?
That was a good question.
Kirk.
We could start with mine, I suppose. So I wanted to discuss. I thought it would be interesting to look at mythological creatures from a more biblical perspective. And what I mean by that is there's so many different types of critters in mythology that could have very well been based off of real things or real things themselves.
Yes, this is not the topic I thought you were going to discuss.
No,
I did not understand the premise, but
discuss?
I just thought you were going to talk about Norse mythology and Greek mythology and what they all mean. This is way cooler, though.
Well, I'm glad I surprised you. This is what I meant, so...
So, there's actually a really easy comparison that a lot of people don't really... Ezekiel is one of those books in the Bible that has a lot of really important things, and it's also full of weird...
Yeah, he stepped on me.
And in Ezekiel, there is a... Oh, no, sorry. Wrong animal. Talking Daniel, actually. The end of Daniel. So Daniel starts out perfectly normal, the book of Daniel. It's a normal book that has all of the Daniel stories that you're familiar with.
Right.
Daniel and the Lions. Yeah, Daniel and the Lion's Den, and
all the
has
other
the
parts of that.
Yeah. But then I'm going to die. Ow! Don't hurt me. Please! I'm a good boy. I'm going to die. No! The Cathedral Knight.
Ooh, the Great Sword one does not stagger. Oh, no, he does.
Oh, he's a monster. Does not stagger. I'm sorry, I'm a dex build. What do you mean stagger?
I have giant bonk weapon.
So anyway, in the book of Daniel, the stories are perfectly normal, chronicled stories, and then they change to these visionary stories. So one of them, where it kind of starts in Daniel, it's in chapter 6 or 7, I believe. It just jumps to there's this ghostly hand that writes on the wall. It's fine, I guess I'll go alone.
I'm coming.
No.
I always take the wrong pathway to get to this elevator.
There's a ghostly hand that just shows up and writes on the wall at a party that King Nebuchadnezzar was running. Love that story. I'm going to tell the story now. King Nebuchadnezzar is throwing a party because he's basically a god, because he's so awesome and so great and everybody loves him and he's so rich and all that. And then this hand, giant ghostly hand, shows up and starts writing on the wall. And
So are you outside or did you continue in the building?
I am picking a fight with unbreakable patches.
Oh, you're fighting Patches.
Hey. Woo! Um, and so everybody's like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. And then
Oh, I can't fight
King
Patches.
Nebuchadnezzar's like, wait, let's ask Daniel. Daniel would know. Daniel's pretty smart. And so they ask Daniel, and Daniel's like, oh yeah, it says that you're gonna act like a cow, and you're gonna leave this place, and you're gonna go live in the fields for 7 years, and then after that, you're gonna be fine. And then it just says that he gets up and goes out into the wilderness. Anyway, that starts the weird parts of Daniel, where a lot of people don't really know the stories anymore. There's a story in Daniel, like not long after that. It might have been before actually. I don't remember. I haven't read Daniel in a while. There's a griffin-like creature that is it's described as like a lion with wings, and then it says that the wings will get plucked off one by one. Not sure what it means. I don't know. Pretty cool though. But it reminds me of that.
I know there's like a couple different griffin-esque creatures in mythology that could correlate to. So there is the basic griffin. There's also a hippogriff. I forget what the difference is right off the top of my head. And then the big one would be like a chimera. What are you doing?
I'm Googling the difference between griffin and hippogriff.
Okay.
I get a picture that griffin and hippogriff are like the same thing.
Okay.
Gotta figure
it might just be two different names for the same critter.
Hippogriff has horse feet on the back legs.
Okay.
And a horse tail. Whereas griffin is more of a lion-looking body. That is all.
And then the two big ones that I always think of when I go to this topic is in Job.
Yes.
The Leviathan and Behemoth.
Yes. Do you think they're talking about two different creatures, or do you think they're talking about the same creature?
It's distinctly two different creatures.
It is described as two different creatures. God's like, well, look at. There's a. Can I preach it for a moment about Job?
Yeah, go for it.
The book of Job always confuses me because people are like, well, Job was so great, and Job was so great, and all that. And he was. I'm not saying that he wasn't. But the end of the story comes out with Job being like, God, why is all this stuff happening to me? I want you to stop doing this to me. Please stop. And God's like, do you even know who I am? And then he goes on and talks about Leviathan and Behemoth and all that. Anyway, continue.
No, but like Leviathan is both, I would say, is both the inspiration for sea serpents and what would come to be like Western dragons.
Yes. So why would God be talking about something like that if that were something that he made?
Right, and I'm like, especially with like Leviathan, we have not explored much of the ocean at all.
No, I actually was just talking about this at work the other day. There's like this really, really weird looking creature. It's a squid in I believe the Marianas Trench. And it looks like a little alien.
Interesting.
Let me see if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Sign is down.
But like, we've barely scratched the surface of what's in our oceans. So there very well could be a Leviathan still running around.
Magna Pinna squid.
And then Behemoth, I always attributed it to, like, it reminds me of what people consider the Brontosaur to look like. The dinosaur.
It's been a while since I read that, so I don't remember which one was which. But yes, I do think I agree with you on that one.
Behemoth is the large one that walks on land. There isn't as much of a descriptor for Behemoth. as there is for
Oh,
Leviathan.
Behemoth, I think, is the one that I thought was the dragon.
It very well could be.
When one of them is being described, and I think it's Behemoth, but when one of them is being described, it talks about his bones being tubes of bronze. Not bars of bronze, but tubes of bronze. The only thing that has tubular bones is birds. Like things that fly, because supposedly their hollow bones make them fly better, or make them lighter so that they can fly.
Right.
And I've always attributed that to being a dragon.
Oh, that very well could be.
Which I think is probably why I think that the two creatures are possibly the same creature.
Well, so yes and no. I don't think they're the exact same thing. But I do believe that, like, they very well could be part of the same family of creatures, you know?
They're both dragons! Why are you dying? What are you fighting?
I was picking up the stuff.
You were picking up the stuff. Oh, so you were spending time at the bottom of the giant's feet?
Yes.
Dr. Pepper! No! Obesity has come for me! He's right behind you.
Not Dr. Pepper.
He's got like a pirate hat on. Of course he would do that. Take the elevator, take the elevator. Come this way.
He's shooting at us. Bye-bye!
Well, you could open this.
But the reason I attribute dragons more towards Leviathan is, like, in scripture it says it breathes fire.
Yes, it says that from his mouth leap sparks or something like that. What are you doing two-handing a mace? What kind of loser? He's going to heal. Poke. Did you just try to backstab him, or did he roll into you? Whoa. That was weird. I could definitely see the two creatures not being the same creature, but being similar. I might die. Oh, I'm okay. Wait, maybe? You stop running away. I need throwing knives. Where are you even going, dog? He's gonna do it again. I'm dead this time.
I tried to hit him out of it.
I am not dead? Okay. It's very annoying.
Very.
He doesn't want to get too close to us because he's going to get beat up. Whoa, what just happened? I think I just tried to parry. Oh, I see what I did. Dude. You're interrupting the podcast! He hit me. Ah, I died. I can make my way up there and put my sign down by where patches would be. Unless you want to try and make your way back to the bonfire. Might not be a bad idea.
Oh, he's a tryhard as well. He's eating green herbs.
Well, they always eat green herbs. By the way, just so you know, not to distract you from what's going on, but I put the squid in your Discord so you can see what I'm talking about.
He's a bit of a... Okay. Well, now that we're done with dealing with that pain in the butt, he decided to pull out fists and harass me in a corner.
Ah. Sign is down. But yes, it's possible that the two creatures are not the same creature, but are two different creatures, but that are related to one another.
Yeah.
Which I would argue that dragons probably would be.
I
love that we
also
get on
think that, because, like, with how many different depictions of dragons there are in mythology, they are...
Not even
Well,
it's
like,
not even just mythology.
True.
Basically, every single culture has some version of dragons.
Yes.
And while some of them are very dinosaur looking, some of them are not. Some of them are very, very different. Um, the term dinosaur, just a little tidbit, the term dinosaur actually was created in the 1800s. Before that, they were just referred to as dragons.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember researching that.
I'm talking dragon in the traditional sense of dragon, not the historic sense of dragon.
Yeah. But like, a good example would be, Eastern and Western dragons.
Yes. Because European dragons look nothing like a Chinese dragon.
Correct. And the interesting thing with that is Eastern dragons are always depicted as serpent-like.
Yes.
Which would more match how Leviathan is kind of described.
But it,
Ouch.
it also breathes fire. Don't worry, I'll protect you.
Yeah. One of the other big mythological critters I wanted to kind of discuss is the Minotaur.
The half man, half bull.
I'm fairly certain there's been depictions of that before. Like physical, shrines and whatnot.
Yeah, there is.
So
there's like an entire group of people that actually worship the Minotaur, but
so
they call
like
it Baphomet.
that could just honestly, from a big, I can't talk. From a biblical standpoint, that could very well be just a fallen angel or demon.
Yeah, no, I 100% think so. I don't know if we've actually had this discussion on any sort of video. It's involved with our game though, where the term like Satan or the devil is a like ambiguous term for a fallen angel because there is many different fallen angels. Don't worry, I'll help you. I'm just kidding, I can't. I'll watch. So while like Lucifer is like the fallen angel that we most often attribute to being the devil or Satan himself, there's actually like a lot, because I think it says that like a third of the angels fell from heaven. So like it's not like it's just like one dude and he's doing all the work. Like it's a third of however many angels God has, which is a lot, I'm sure. I don't know, but I would presume. Beating up an onion. I'm blocking you. I'm gonna block you on Facebook.
I don't have a large stamina bar at the moment.
I don't either. I 100% believe that the getting a little dicey here, but the satanic religion is just that. It's just worshiping a fallen angel. And I mean, I guess you could say that Satan himself is a fallen angel, but I think that it's a specific one because there's a bunch of them that are referenced separately from each other that always seem to associate with certain things. So like Molech or Moloch is the child sacrifice god,
right,
or idol. Whereas Baal is a lot of times associated with like destruction or violence. So like with one of my favorite Bible stories with Elijah the prophet, when the prophets of Baal couldn't get Baal's attention to make fire fall down from the sky, they started to cut themselves to try to get Baal's attention, but he was busy. Elijah said he was probably pooping, which I think is hilarious.
Anyways,
love that story.
Hang on. We're gonna pause 1 second. Hi, do you want to join in? We have an extra guest today. No. She's not gonna join in, but she's gonna spectate and listen. And leave.
Okay. And then leave. Okay. You steal something on me.
Sorry, that was my sister. She didn't realize I was recording.
She was here to gaming. And then she wasn't here to gaming.
Well, we're both feeling mildly ill, and my other sister is having a birthday party for her 1-year-old niece. Or my 1-year-old niece.
For her 1-year-old niece.
Sorry.
Would that be your offspring?
Shut up. I'm tired. My 1-year-old niece, they're having a birthday party for her at my house. So,
Ow.
they invited people over, and we're like, we don't want to get people sick, so we're going to chill upstairs.
Yay.
But I think a lot of the more monstrous creatures in mythology could very well just be demons.
Yeah. Because they have a reason to be scary.
Yeah.
I had a topic that I was about to, like, not jump to, but move over to, and now I don't remember what it was because I thought about mythology again. No. Oh. Will you stop getting whatever that spell is called? I don't remember what that's called. Oh no. They died it. Henri. Good job, Henri.
But so that was that topic. Unless there's any other specific mythological creatures you want to discuss.
I mean, I think those are the big ones. I don't know.
Those are the
like,
most common ones.
We could make a comparison about how a lot of the different, like, mythological gods all kind of have parallels with one another.
So, yeah.
Like,
I know
gods of the Greeks and the gods of the Egyptians and the gods of the Norse are all kind of similar.
Well, like, yeah. And then, like, the Romans just straight up stole all the Greek gods and renamed them.
They, in their eyes, perfected them. They weren't stealing because it wasn't theirs. They were making it standardized and consistent. I don't necessarily think it was right. Just that's what their intention was.
Well, they were pretty much the exact same thing. So.
Yeah. Well, yes, they were. They were literally the exact same thing. Not like they were kind of the same. No, these ones were literally the same thing. They were just called something else.
It was a little dumb. But, like, there's always a leader in each of these mythological pantheons.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. My internet hiccuped for a moment.
Well, I was just saying, like, there's always... You are right where they are very similar, because there's all the same... It's very the similar hierarchies for each of these pantheons of different religions.
Mm. Do you have the Fair and Keep on fire? The one just before the swamp.
To the Fair and Keep. But like Zeus, Odin, I think Ra, technically. I don't know. The Egyptian one is a little bit more.
Well, they all had
convoluted side.
A sun god. Even in, like, the Aztecs and all of them had one.
Right. The biggest difference between them is like just how they functioned and like what kind of hierarchy there was.
Yeah.
Are you putting my? Am I putting my thing down?
I have mine down.
I have mine down.
At the Fair and Keep, right in the basement, right before the poison swamp.
Rightio.
Rightio, cheerio. Got a bottle of chapstick. Don't drink a bottle of chapstick, that's not edible. But yeah, I would honestly just argue, because the thing about a fallen angel is it's not an omnipotent being. Like, I think that a lot of times we especially as kids, I feel like I did this more, but like we erroneously make the assumption that Satan is like almost equal with God in the sense that he could be everywhere all at the same time, and he can't.
No,
because he is not an omnipotent being.
He's not.
So he's only in one place at one time. So the fallen angels all could be in one place at one time, but never at the same place, or never in two different places. Sorry. So like I could see the sun god being more popular in one place over the other because he spent more time there versus someplace else.
Right. So you're kind of thinking that each specific type of god is one specific demon?
Yeah.
That's an interesting way
Do you have
to
the
look
coal?
at that.
Do you have the coal over here? I mean, you don't really. I guess you don't really need that one because that's the magic one.
I don't really need it, but
That's for like lightning infusions.
I need a heavy gem. I haven't found one of those yet.
I know where there is one. We can go back to it. It's outside the tree, sort of outside the tree. It's in that area on the way over by Morn in that pit. There's a crystal lizard that has a heavy gem.
Okay.
But yes, I think that they are consistent. Like the fallen angels are all consistent characters. It's not like they're like, well, I'm the sun god today and I'm the moon god tomorrow. Like I think they're the same thing,
Okay.
regardless of what day they are. And the differences in their names are just the acceptability in that culture.
Yeah, I never really thought about it that way.
He still came after me.
I see this.
No!
Yeah, I never really thought of that, but that actually would make a lot of sense.
I spend a lot of time thinking about things that don't matter. So like another argument too that actually is kind of compelling, like, is that angels / demons are 4-dimensional beings, and so it's going to get really like kind of sciencey for a moment. But with a 4-dimensional being, just like we are a 3-dimensional being, we can comprehend a 2-dimensional object. They can comprehend a 3-dimensional object, and they can comprehend a 4-dimensional object, but they cannot, like we cannot comprehend the 4-dimensional object. So we see them as a 3-dimensional object. So like if you use by comparison a 2-dimensional object looking at a 3-dimensional object, the 2-dimensional object can understand the 2 dimensions that object exists in, but it cannot understand that 3rd dimension. And likewise, I think that with a 4th dimension, the 4-dimensional being can comprehend us, but we can't entirely comprehend it, which is why the descriptions of angels is oftentimes so weird, is because we're looking at something we're not supposed to understand.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I've like I said, I personally don't give these types of things much thought. Usually.
Mm. Well, I mean, it kind of comes back to that. I think it was episode 1, video 1 in the Soulscast series, where like the opening question was, do we think that we complicate Christianity? 100%, it is not important.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I love to think about things, so like I like to look into the depths of the things that God has created for us and try to understand like the differences or the reasons behind things. It's not important at all, but it's fun to think about. But like every time that I think about something like that, all it does is deepen my faith, because I'm like, why would God think about that? But then again, I shouldn't ask questions like that. Hey, I see you. Hello. I shouldn't ask questions like that, because remember when Job asked questions like that? God's gonna show me Behemoth and Leviathan.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just fascinating to consider.
Yes.
Because there's so much we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much we won't know until...
There's so much we can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
Like the idea of forever, or like the universe itself being forever expanding. It's literally impossible, and yet it seems to be right in front of us. What does that mean? Does that mean either that we cannot comprehend it, or does that mean that it's not what we think it is? Ow, he used Tail Whip. It was super effective. That's the Magnapinna squid. Sorry, Allie sees my wife sees my other monitor where I still have the squid up.
I still have not paused to look at that, but I'll look at it a little bit.
Do you want? There's 2 large Titanite on the other side over here.
Yeah, I wanted to. My sword is only +3.
Mine is only +4. Wow. Do I have the Titanite to upgrade it further? No, I have no large Titanite. Okay.
Oh, that's a real quick back on the topic of mythological creatures. You brought up you said squid, so it brought up I think the Kraken is literally just a large squid.
I don't think that
we've already seen giant squids.
Damn.
I think that's all that is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's some supersized thing.
I think part of the problem though is like when it was hard to like fact check people, right? So like back in the 1400s, like you're like, oh, I was out in the woods and I saw.
Right,
oh, look at that! I saw a dragon and it was 500 feet tall. And like the next person that goes out in the woods is like, well, I saw a dragon, but this one was 700 feet tall and it breathed fire. I do think that there's kind of an embellishment of stories.
Oh, absolutely.
Where the stories get more and more extreme the further along you go. I do think that there is a little bit of that.
This is the game Telephone.
Yeah.
Where you tell one person one thing and then they just keep passing it along. By the time it gets back to you, it's something completely different from what you said.
Yep.
And that's just how human history was passed down for a while.
And that's like, so I think that's the reason why the Book of Adam is rejected, going to like the biblical canon, going to pseudepigrapha. So the Book of Genesis kind of parallels and kind of doesn't parallels the Book of Adam, which is also extremely old.
I don't think I've ever heard
was
of the Book of Adam, to be honest.
I don't have a strong opinion on it that it's correct.
I think the biggest one I know of that
Enoch.
is widely regarded but isn't technically part of biblical canon is the Book of Enoch.
Yep. Do you know why Enoch is not included?
I forget the exact reason.
Enoch is not included because there is 2 Enochs in the Bible. And both of those Enoch stories... Oh, wait, we gotta go this way. Both of those Enoch stories are mixed into that story because the Book of Enoch was not something that was written by Moses, because Moses wrote the Torah. Like, he wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. The Book of Enoch was something that was just kind of a story that was recorded much later. And while it is still an extremely old story, it was like Enoch's great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. They're like, well, this is what my grandpa did. Well, this is what my great-grandpa did. And so on. And so because of it, it's not textually pure. Whereas like with the biblical canon, like everything is to be textually pure. So like the only thing that they add to the Bible is things that 100% accurately depict whatever story happened. And it can be tested amongst every single writing.
Right.
And it must be consistent with every single writing. With the Book of Enoch, there is no way to verify that. Same with the Book of Adam. The Book of Adam tells a very different story of creation. But, again, Moses didn't write it, Enoch wrote it. Or, Enoch. Somebody else wrote it. I take the story that Moses wrote down over the one that was just found as the Book of Adam, primarily because I think that a lot of that sort of writing was in the Old Testament when they were wandering in the desert. When the Israelites were wandering in the desert, when they would set up, Moses would go into the tent of meeting, and the Spirit of God would come down on the tent, and it would be, I forget if it said it was a fiery pillar, or if it was just like a pillar of winds, intraversible winds, but I think that God was telling Moses what to write at that very moment, and so I'm significantly more inclined to believe what the Torah says, and the Masoretic texts over what the Book of Adam says. But back to the Book of Adam. The Book of Adam tells a very, very different story of creation, where like Adam has a different wife before Eve. This one is called Lilith. And Lilith basically tries to convince. I died. Lilith tries to convince Adam to kill himself because God will always put him back together. Like this is before the fall, and so like it tells stories of like Adam throwing himself off of a cliff to try to kill himself, and then like God pieces him back together, like puts him back together, and is like, "No, Adam, you can't be doing this. That you'll be okay. You'll be fine." I don't know how correct it is, how true it is, as a textually pure story. But I would definitely take Moses' story over. Not because it's warm and fuzzy, but it just makes more sense. You died to Hazel?
Yeah.
Loser! I'll put my side at the Wolf of Fair. Oh, no, wait. Not Wolf of Faron. Probably the Faron Keep one is better. The Keep Ruins.
How far did you get in this area?
I'm at the door. Because I went for the coal so I could sharpen fuse.
Oh, that's right. Anyways, I don't know. That's like I said, that's the first I've ever heard of that, and that just seems very out there.
Yeah. Like it's something that was a story that was passed down from generation to generation, not that it was something that God said, Moses, write it down.
Right. Whereas the rest of it, like you said, is most likely Moses was told to write it down. Well, no, I meant the one Moses did.
Oh yeah, the Torah.
Like even, because like he did go up on top of Mount Sinai for what, a couple of days?
For 40 days, he was up there.
He could have very well been told to write all that down in that time.
Well, they wandered in the desert for 40 years. Like, I don't know how long Moses was alive for it, but I know he was alive for most of it.
You know? I still gotta go.
What is he
gonna
do? Where? Oh, you died all the way over there. You died at my least favorite place. Why'd you have to die there?
I was poisoned and I was fighting a mage.
Could you imagine? Well, I mean, you could imagine because we do it every day. But like, could you imagine talking to God every day for 40 years? Like, you have a lot to talk about, and I'm sure he has a lot to talk about.
Most likely.
So, now, I mean, I guess that's technically my theory. It's not. There's nothing like biblical that says that Moses is writing down the Torah. This is where Moses creates the Torah. Like, it doesn't say that necessarily, but it's my perspective on that's what's going on.
I think that's
very logical.
Yeah.
How many souls did you have?
Don't remember. Probably a bit from because we killed the stray demon.
Ow, that didn't hurt me? That didn't do any damage to me.
Weird.
I think I'm immortal. No, I think his hitbox is over top of me.
He's over there.
He's got a dark hand. He's
poisoned.
poisoned! Yay! He wants us to go over there because the other demon's gonna beat us up. How long do we let him just sit there being poisoned? Here, I'll hide behind the tree. Now he doesn't know I'm here.
I'd let him get on land at least. There you go.
The fact that he's poisoned is amusing to me. What is he doing? Is he lagging or is he just walking back and forth? That catch him. Yay! We bullied him. Dark Spirit, my name is censored, died. The worst part is like the censoring is crazy because like, my normal name I think is censored because I usually run off of Master Zaron, and the name is just censored like in the middle for some reason.
It's very weird.
You're very weird. Sizzling with that one. No. Bad. Now get up and say you're sorry. But yes, it's a really, really curious subject with the different writings that are outside of the Bible that are also the Bible. And like the Catholic Bible has a bunch of extra things, a bunch of extra books. I don't know if you've actually heard about that the Catholic Bible has additional books. It has extra books in Daniel, that sort of stuff. She kicked you!
I saw that.
She's also wrecking us.
I don't know why Hazel is so strong.
Because she doesn't move slow in the swamp for some reason. Stop healing! Stop healing! Big bonk. There we go. I have so much health. I've just been upgrading health. I have 1,038 health right now.
Just this way probably is faster, right?
I don't know. Isn't the other way a dead end? Or can you walk all the way? Oh no, you walk like. Don't you walk all the way around the swamp?
I think so.
If you go that way.
I think it leads you back to the entrance.
Yeah.
Anyways. So that was that topic. That was a very long topic.
It was a fun topic though.
Yeah, it was interesting.
My topic is very small by comparison. I had suggested we talk about the New Apostolic Reformation, which is a form of church that is like a form of Christian church that's quickly taking over the church scene. I don't know what to really call it. They have a really heavy focus on spiritual gifts, which there is like an outline for spiritual gifts, and I've seen so many arguments about there's this many spiritual gifts, there's that many spiritual gifts. It doesn't matter. The purpose of the church, or the intention of the church, is that it finds out what your spiritual gifts are and then puts you with people who have the same spiritual gifts so that you can work together as a collective thought for like wisdom or for knowledge or for discernment or whatever. I don't personally like that.
It's not...
Still lit.
Like, it's kind of weird.
I think that the differences that we have as people, whether with spiritual gifts or just as people, I think that it's really important that we capitalize on those differences as a team, as a collective,
yeah,
rather than trying to enforce like unity, because forced unity is not unity. It's tyranny.
That's very not
my favorite pots. The ones that don't have physics.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed. Do I do more damage than you? I shouldn't, right?
I don't know.
I do 187. It takes 3 swings. It takes you 3 swings too, but you definitely do more damage still. It's a crystal wizard. That wasn't very nice.
This isn't very nice either.
Block. I like those more than Titanite demons. Every single time that I came through here, trying to get the Black Knight equipment, because I was trying to find the sword for you. Ow. This dude came up and tried to beat me. Ow. Stop it.
I guess we can fight the Black
Anyway.
Anyway.
Do you think that's a valid form of church? Like, do you think that churches should strive for finding what their community does and see if that's what their church needs? Or do you think that it's an invalid form of church? That it's wrong? That's a very hard question, I'm sorry.
That is a very challenging one. But I believe that there are aspects of it that I agree with, but as a whole, I don't think that's how churches should function.
I do think that there is value to spiritual gifts.
Absolutely.
I don't think that your place in the church is how you can use spiritual gifts. Your place in the
No.
church is how God chooses to use you,
Yeah,
not
exactly. I don't
how
think
you.
the spiritual gifts should determine what you are and what you should be doing.
Yeah. Do you have the dried fingers?
Not currently, but I could go get those.
You won't be able to summon. You just won't be able to summon Cirrus for the boss fight.
I do have a lot of souls though.
Do you? I will go kill myself then. You could warp back to Firelink, unless you want to try and fight Artorias, the weebs.
The weebs.
The weebs.
I like how we're just charging into the fray.
I'm scared of dark raids. Oh, I thought you were going to warp back home. This dark wraith is losing. This dark wraith lost.
I don't think I've ever seen
I
them
might be to
lose
blame,
like that.
but stop it. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy.
I still have full Estus, so I'm like, we might as well just try this, I guess.
I have one Estus, but I am willing to die. It's not a difficult boss, so should be fine.
And that's the so here we'll go on a quick side
story.
tangent. That's one thing with Dark Souls 3 in particular is like most of these bosses aren't like terribly hard, but they have some of the most interesting bosses in my opinion. Like some of my favorite bosses. Like I love these bosses, but they are not hard.
No. I think part of it too is because we know the movesets, so like there's no way to
Well,
we don't have to on the fly predict and dodge.
True. At this point in time, we've played all 3 Souls games a lot.
What is this one doing? Ow, he hit me.
Ouch. We get one that fights with us.
Oh, I hit him. But I killed the main one.
Yeah, because like this boss is really easy, but this is still one of the coolest bosses in this game.
This is like an Artorias remastered kind of fight. What is he doing? Why is he like tiptoeing towards me?
He's being dramatic.
He was.
I missed.
No leap. Ah.
I think the other problem is like some of these bosses have like no poise. Or very little in the way of
hey, I got Nestus back.
Poise.
I can heal full health now.
Because like,
I helped.
That was really easy.
Yes, it was. It doesn't help that like we know the game well enough to know about how to make our run as optimal as possible.
Yeah.
Don't forget to heavy infuse your machete.
I will go do that now.
I also don't know how long we've been recording for, but that would be good information.
That might be helpful. Let's see. It has been 48 minutes, so we have a little bit of time left.
So we have just enough time to go fight the Abyss Watchers, the Artorias in my world.
Yes.
I just gave her patches ashes. Wow, that's a hard one to say. And she's like, goodness, it's like he just passed away.
About that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right?
That checks out.
Alright. Now I have a heavy great machete.
I have a sharp Lothric sword.
I could technically wield it one-handed, but I don't think I have enough carry weight to have a shield.
To have a second one?
To have a second one.
Also, don't forget to burn your undead bone shard.
Yeah, I got it. Level up, all that good junk.
Okay. I am at Fair and Keep Bonfire. Fair and Keep Perimeter. Bonfire. But I've seen firsthand the New Apostolic Reformation church style. Um, I was going to a church that had started to kind of become that type of church. Wasn't a fan. I have 1400 hit points now. Um, and I don't know how close to the standard New Apostolic Reformation style it is, but they created a course that you could take that you were required to take. Now I haven't gone to that church before that stuff had happened, like before they had started that. So like I was kind of in a weird middle ground where I wasn't following all the rules for what they wanted because they wanted every new member or old member to take it in order to become a member. Which a lot of churches do have like a sort of membership class, but it's not like this. This one was called the Increase, and the intention of it was to find your spiritual gifts, classify you, and put you in a group of people who have the same spiritual gifts as you.
That's kind of weird. Also,
Yeah.
I did not realize that was a legitimate thing. I thought you just made that up for the game.
No. Nope.
I did
Nope.
not realize that's what they called that.
Yep. That's what they called that was the Increase.
Yeah.
But in essence, my spiritual gifts were not actually useful to me. Hey, I got his shirt.
Nice.
I mean, they are useful to me. Let me rephrase that. They are extremely important. They're extremely useful. But there is no way that I am allowed or was allowed to use them because of what they were. Because my gifts were like wisdom, knowledge, discernment, and prophecy, which are not useful to people who are young. That's like what you look for in an elder. And being that I was in my 20s, they did not want me to be an elder. And I didn't really want to be an elder at 20 either. Because like the thing about um elders is like there isn't necessarily an age requirement, and like Timothy in the Bible, Paul tells Timothy like don't let people look down on you because of your age, because you're something like you're far wiser than your age, something or something. um but where's Cirrus? Oh, there she is.
I now have a shield.
This is Blackhand Goddard. Wait a minute.
Sirius, I believe, is like right here.
I think I need to open this door first. I thought she was too, but I didn't see the sign.
I think she takes up 2 summoning slots.
She does. I used a dried fingers.
Yes, but
It's okay.
I'm in your world.
Yes, with the dried fingers I could summon 3.
Ah.
But not in this area. Oh, that's what it is, because the
Yeah,
the
that's what I
purple
was...
phantoms take up the white. That was a lot of damage. You probably don't want to stand there. Ow. Ow.
Yeah.
I have 10 Estus. Um, in my experience, it's our differences that make us better
Yeah, you
as
want
a
to be...
collective.
Each person has their own strength, and you want to use... You don't want it all to be the same thing, because then it's not exactly productive.
Well, that's the thing, is they were trying to make basically like a governance body. So like all of the people with discernment would make all of the decisions that would be associated with that gift. So like if somebody did something questionable, like the pastor did something questionable, then the discernment group would then assess whether or not the pastor should be forgiven or rebuked or what.
Yeah, that does
I don't
not
like that.
sound like a good idea.
I don't like that.
No, because then
Gonna be a big no from me, dog.
Because that's gonna be like everybody shares the same opinion.
That was another thing too, is that they were pushing for that as well.
That's not how you should run things, because that's a terrible business plan. Anyways.
Yes, it is.
We will end it
look,
here,
we're out of
then.
time.
Unless you wanted... Did you have anything else you wanted to say about that topic?
No, I think we covered it pretty good.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave us a like. It would be appreciated. Make sure you guys go check out Sam's channel over at Ninja Spaghetti. We do like challenge runs and stuff over there. I'm on there some.
Yes.
Make sure you check out the rest of my nonsense if you want. And is that all we got for you today? Anything else you wanted to say?
That's all, folks.
He said it. All right, with
That's
that,
woodpecker.
with that, we'll catch you guys next time.